הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה ליי, לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה ליי, לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom. מה יפה היום, Shabbat shalom. מה יפה היום, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Ayafe Ayom. Shabbat, Shalom. Ayafe Ayom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
Such a pleasure to have you all. Shabbat Shalom. Nice to share with you. Boy, another week by Zoom, another week of streaming into your homes. We hope that you are finding yourselves well and ready to welcome in Shabbat with us. We already shared with a number of people for our candle lighting and for beginning of Shabbat, and we're going to welcome in Shabbat with you. Tell you what, let's all stand up if you want. I want you to imagine you have people around you. I want you to put your arms around them, okay? And if not, you just have yourself, just give yourself a hug, and we'll join together. Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaShamayim, Malachei El Satan the shadow, Satan the shadow, Malachi shadow, Malachi elyon. Bihi melech, Malachi hanavi, Atadu daru. We turn now to page 20 in our prayer books, and we find the words Yismachu Hashamayim. I say page 14. Is that what I said? Yismachu Hashamayim, page 14. Yismachu Hashamayim. Yismachu Hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz. Yismachu Hashamayim. Yismachu Hashamayim. Yismachu Hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yismachu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismachu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismachu Hashamayim. Now we turn to page 20. At the bottom of the stage, we have the words Romamu. Okay. Sing Lai 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 with me at first. Yai Lai Lai. Lai 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 Lai. Yai Lai Lai, Yai Lai Lai, Yai Lai Lai, Yai Lai Lai, Yai Lai Lai. Romenu Adonai Eloheinu v'nishtachavnu le'arto Romenu Adonai Eloheinu v'nishtachavnu le'arto Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romenu. Oh, Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romenu. Romenu Adonai Eloheinu v'nishtachavnu le'arto Romenu Adonai Eloheinu v'nishtachavnu le'arto. We continue now with Lecha Dodi. We find the first two verses on page 23, and then we go to the last verse on page 25. At that time, we are going to stand up and face the door, whatever door you're near, I guess, right? Okay. And if you're in my choir, sing along, please. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat nada, b'nei b'nei shavat lekaveda. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat likrat nada, b'nei b'nei shavat lekaveda la la melody, likat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabula. Lecha melody, likat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabula. Shamu v'zachor v'diborecha, Ishmi anu el ha'echad, Adonai echad, Shemo echad. L'shemo tiferet v'lite, la 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 la. Adonai, likat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabula. Lecha Adonai, likat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabula. Likat Shabbat lecha, ki im kor haveracha, ve'rosh tigetem b'simcha. So ma'aseh b'machshava tefila la 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 lecha. Likat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabula. Lecha Adonai, likat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabula. We turn to page 25 and we rise. Bo'im v'shalom b'ateret ala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzula, u'emurei am segula. Bo'ichala la 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 la. Likat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabula. Lecha Adonai, likat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabula. La 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 la. Likat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabula. Lecha Adonai, likat kala, b'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabula. B'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabula. B'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabula. Please remain standing. We're going to turn to page 39A for the Baruch Hu, the official call to pray. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. We all sing together. You may be seated. We're going to turn now to page 40 for the words Ki Hem Chayenu, and there's a very important part here. Ki Hem Chayenu, clap, clap. Got to do that. All right? Join us. Ki Hem Chayenu, Be'orech Yameinu, U'Bahem Negeyo Mapala. Ki Hem Chayenu, Here we go. ואורך ימינו ובהם נגה יומם ולילה כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגה יומם
Oh, that was so beautiful. Chazan Stein getting us in the mood. The Kabbalat Shabbat, right, is about receiving Shabbat, about us being ready for it. You know, I don't know about all of you, but things are so much quieter outside when you go out. So few cars are on the streets. You hear the bustle of people a little bit, but you hear things that you sometimes often just don't pay attention to. I can hear the birds a little bit clearer. I can hear, by the way, fewer planes flying, unfortunately, so we don't have the noise of them. And the world seems a little bit cleaner and a little bit quieter. That's what the Shema is about. It's about the quietness of our souls. It's about the quietness of life. It's about finding the sense within us to be able to hear and feel things that we normally can't. So we're going to turn the words of the Shema. I invite you, as Chazan Stein will lead us, just to cover your eyes for the first 6 words of the Shema and feel that sense of wholeness and oneness during these words as we join together.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. We continue reading silently now on page 42 in the Hebrew or in the English. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם Adonai Elohechem Emet. We continue now with the Mi Chamocha, and we are going to find that on page 44. Okay. Mi Chamocha Ba'elim Adonai. Torah, Tehillo, Osei Pelech. Mahutecha Banecha, Bokei Hayam Nifte Moshe, Ze'eli Anu Ve'anu, Adonai Himno Le'olam Va'ed, Mikamucha Ba'elim Adonai, Mikamucha Ne'elam Ba'kodesh Torah, Tehillo, Osei Pelech. Adonai, God, Israel. Great. Now we continue with Ofros Aleinu, page 45. And if you can help me out, if you're out there, Ofros Aleinu, let's build a sukkah of peace. Peace we share with our things like a dove. Here we go. Ufros Aleinu Sukkah Shlomecha. One more time. Ufros Aleinu Sukkah, Sukkah, Shlomecha. Hey, 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 yalai, lalai, yalai, lalai, yalai, lalai, 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 yalai, lalai, yalai, lalai, yalai, lalai, lalai, We're going to continue now with Vishamru, and we're going to find it on page 46. And I'm going to do it a little differently because things are a little different. Same melody, but a little more fun. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha'Shabbat, la'asot et ha'Shabbat, lidorotam b'ritot again. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha'Shabbat, la'asot et ha'Shabbat, lidorotam b'ritot. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, od hi le'olam, od hi le'olam, od hi le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha'Shabbat, la'asot et ha'Shabbat, lidorotam b'ritot. Ki sheshet yamim Asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat la'asot et hashabat lidorotam b'ritot. Ubayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha'Shabbat, la'asot et ha'Shabbat lidorotam b'ritot.
The stories are for children and adults alike. So I'd like to share with you a Shabbat story. This is about a king who had the most remarkable collection of birds behind the palace. He had an enclosed area, and the birds were there, the most beautiful birds in the world of all different colors, colors that you could not even imagine were there, and all shades of reds and blues. And one day he was entertaining somebody in the backyard and showing him his birds, and his visitor said, Your Highness, those birds are really beautiful, but there's actually one bird that's more beautiful than them all. He says, there is? Well, I have to have that bird. Well, what do you mean? And he said, well, I can't tell you, but that bird not too far from here in the forest, in the highest of the trees there, you're going to find this bird. Not only is it magnificent colors, but every color of the rainbow. You just can't even imagine. No bird has this many colors and is this beautiful. So the king decides he's going to try and capture this bird. So he heads to the forest and he brings a whole big cart with him of things that he may need. So he goes and he's looking up at the trees. He's looking up and up and up. And finally, in the height of one of the trees, he sees, in fact, the most beautiful bird he has ever seen. And the bird was standing there looking down at the king. He could see him looking up, and he plummeted all his feathers up, and they were there showing as if to say to the king, hey, I'm the most beautiful bird in the world. And so it was that the king thought, I know how to get him. I'm going to lasso him. So he took out some rope long enough to get to the highest tree, and he tied it up and threw it up to the bird, and it went up, up, up. And just as about to get him, the bird just moved to the side a little bit, and it missed him. Well, the king was very upset, you could imagine. And so he decided to try something different. He would try his bird net. It had never failed him before. So he took out of the cart the bird net, and he takes careful aim, and he aims and he goes, throws it up, whoa, like this, and it goes up and up and up. And just as about to cover the bird takes a step to the side and goes, hello. And it missed him. And so King decided he would do one more thing. And so it was that he took his ladder, and he had a collapsible ladder. He just kept unfolding it up and up and up and up and up. And finally he got just it up to the bird. He says, I got you. And the bird just flew to another tree. And as the king moved, he fell off the ladder all the way down. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, was he hurt. As he was lying on the floor, on the ground there, a group of people approached him, and they were in a wagon. And it said on the side of the wagon, the greatest acrobats of the world. And they said to him, King, we can help you get to that bird up there if you really want. He goes, how? How could you get that bird? He said, we're acrobats. We know how to do this. And so they started coming out of the wagon, and one after another, one brother after another, another. And pretty soon there were 12 brothers. And what did they do? They started standing and climbing on top of each other. The first one stood there. The second one got on top of his shoulders, each one on top of the other shoulder, on top of the other shoulder. The last one, the 12th one, he's getting up top, and just about to the top, the brother on the bottom couldn't control himself anymore. He went, shoo! And he sneezed, and all the brothers came falling down. And they were all laughing so hard. No one was hurt. The king was laughing. The brothers were laughing. And sure enough, the king turned and he looked on his shoulder, and who was there? The bird, the most beautiful bird in the world, was laughing. And the king said, what are you doing down here? I've been trying to capture you, but you've been ignoring me. And the bird said, how could I not come down? That was the funniest thing I've ever seen. And the king and the bird started talking. And the king said to the bird, why have you been trying to get away from me? He says, don't you want to come? I have some beautiful palace and so many bird friends that you could be with. And he said to the king, but you were trying to capture me. That's not how we treat people. If you'd invited me to the palace, I would have gone. And the king said, would you like to come to the palace with me? And so the bird accompanied to the palace. And so it is that he every day since then has been at the king's palace. And what does he do every time the king goes out at the end of a very long day? He looks up into the skies and the bird comes from the highest of the trees. He comes on his shoulder and he makes the king laugh and they enjoy together. And he says to the king, see, this is what friends are about. We can't control them, can't make people do what we want. We can sure enjoy them as long as they want to be with us. That's what Shabbat is about, a time to be together. And that's why we're with you as well. At a time when people can't have all of that contact with lots of other people around. We hope you have some people with you. And if you don't, on this Shabbat, we are certainly with you. And so I hope that you remember the messages of Shabbat. We're going to continue with the Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועמד יברח ירוצה וימליך בחוצה, בחיי כל יום, בחיי כל בית ישראל, בעגלה, ובזמן קריב, Amen. Yesh Rabam Devorah Le'alam Le'al Me'onaya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitbar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yitada V'yitaneh V'yitalah Shemei D'Kudeshah Rechu Ve'ela V'Korechata V'Shirata Tushvechata V'Nechemata Daviran Ve'ala V'Meru Amen. We invite you now to rise. On page 47, we have the silent Amidah. This is an opportunity for everyone, for all of us, for silent prayer, for silent meditation, and to be in the moment where we are, connected. Na 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 Ufi agi tehila teha na 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 Adonai na 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 Yagi, Ufi Yagi, Tehila, Silent devotion. Ose shalom bimroma Uyase shalom aleichem Ve'al kol Yisrael Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel Ve'imru ויעברו תבל ויבנו יבנו
It's a time of blessing. If you happen to have any of family around, if you have children around in particular, this is our family Shabbat, and we're your family as well. But if you happen to have family around you, we're going to bless our children. So grab your, we're going to start this month with daughters. Last month we did with sons. You're going to place your hand gently on her head. We'll do the Hebrew of this blessing for girls. You see, Mech Elohim Ketzara Rivka Rachel V'Leah. May God bless you like Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. If you have a boy or boys, grab them if you can get them. Call them over, all right? And we'll bless them as well. Yesimcha Elohim Kefraim Nechim Menashe. Then gather all of them together for this final part that goes like this. Yavarecha Adonai v'yishmarecha, Ya'ernai panav elecha v'chuneka, Yisarnai panav elecha v'esem lecha shalom. May Adonai bless you and protect you. May Adonai's countenance shine upon you. May God's presence always be with you. May you be an inspiration to yourselves, to family, to people, and let us bring peace to the world. And let us say amen and seal it with a kiss there as well. All right. And then, Chazan, you're going to lead us in Kiddush?
I'm going to lead you in Kiddush. I can see my cup, but I can't sing and play at the same time. So hold your cup if you have one. Okay? Here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kirshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon inchilanu zikaron lema'aseh b'reishit ki hu yom tehila lemikra kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim. Come join us. Kivanu b'charta v'tatu midashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha v'ahava uvratzon inchatanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Take a sip of that wine or grape juice, and we continue with Aleinu, which we are going to find on page 56 and 57. Aleinu, please rise. Aleinu l'shabeh v'adon hakol natet Aliyah celebration shelo asanu b'goyei ha'aratzot v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama shelo samtenu b'hem v'goraleinu Yehovah ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נותן שמיים ויוצא לארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו מגופי ברומי אלוהינו אלינו אמת חיינו ושמתו תחתו ותורתו ויודעתו היום והשירו בשמיים נמעך, והארץ נחת. אין עוד, כך כתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר והיה לך למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
The Mourner's Kaddish at home is a moment when we really have a sense of community. It's a minyan that allows us to be able to recite these words. And those of you who are on now are part of the sacred minyan. And on this Shabbat, remembering the yortzites of the following individuals. We remember in love and life, Harold Baker, Flo Greenberg, Elsie Hyman, Julius Lubin, Robert Marcus, Manfred Rosenfeld, Rose Dubin, Sophia Harris, Jules Schwartz, Maxine Seligman, Betty Welsh, Jeanette Gertler, David Howard, Isaac Kurtzman, Maurice Rosenson, Walter Steele, Max Amowitz, Louis Ginniger, Nandor Newman, Lilia Rubin, Toby Schiffman, Alan Shuham, Robert Yellen, Arthur Becker, Stan Lazar, Sadie Nachbar, Sam Goldman, Gerald Gottlieb, Gladys Kreitenberg, Bronya Rosenberg, John Turretz, Teresa Wasser, Mel Block, Samson Chernin, Saul Friedman, Sylvia Goldberg, Alan Greer, Henry Grobstein, and Marvin Rubin. We're also mindful and deeply saddened by the passing of Bert Rosenberg, longtime member of our community. His wife, Sherry, many of you may know her as Miss Sherry, who created and founded our very own nursery school. We mourn his passing. The funeral was this past week, and to his daughters, to all of the family, our condolences go out. At this time, all who have need or desire to recite the words of the Mourner's Kaddish, I invite you to rise. In the Siddur, it's page 58, the Lev Shalem that we use, or any of the prayer books that you may have. And those of us reciting Kaddish join together. Yit Gadal, the Yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah. Amen. V'alma divrach v'rutei v'amlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei v'chol beit Yisrael v'agala u'lizman kari v'meru. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach v'olam u'meil maya. Yitbarach, Yishtabach, Yitpa'ar, Yitromam, Yitnaseh, Yitadar, Yitalev, Yitalal, Shemei, Dekudesha, Brichu, Le'ela, Min Kol Birchata, V'shirata, Tushbechata, V'nechamata, Da'amiran, V'alma, V'meru. Amen. Yehi, Shlama, Rabba, Min Shemaya, V'chayim Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael, V'meru. Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael, Meru. Amen. May God establish his peace in heavens, grant peace and harmony for us, for all of Israel and all of humanity. We say amen. Just to say share some announcements. I don't have ever wonderful Julie Devine, who's amazing. By the way, you should know all the work that she's doing behind the scenes in terms of helping the congregation in these challenging times. And for other board members and other officers who are all working diligently, I just want to thank them all. Tomorrow morning, once again, our service will be streamlined, streamed for just as it is now into your living rooms, beginning at 10 a.m. By the way, during this time, we're going to be doing services at 10 a.m. Another first for us, as I mentioned earlier on, we're going to have a bat mitzvah tomorrow. Maya Liebson is going to be at her house, and their other clergy will be in our houses, and she's going to celebrate her bat mitzvah, one important day for community. So we hope you'll come and join with us as well. Sunday morning, by the way, we're going to have Sacred Space with Chazan Mimi, trying it on non-Shabbat time at 11 a.m. So if you'd like to join her in this beautiful personal service, you can join her. And before that, there's going to be spiritual yoga session at 9 a.m. make sure that you check the website for all service times because they're a little bit crazy nowadays. So you can check on site. By the way, there's a big button on our templealiyah.org homepage with dozens of links for resources for virtual seders, for traditional Passover seders, recordings, music. There's so much that we have that we wanted to help you have your Passover seder, even though it's going to be quite different this year. Again, anytime you want to know about what's happening online, aliyahlive.org. Best resource for all of our online services and programs and classes. We're here for you. The office is closed, by the way, so if you need to reach us, please do it by email. Right? You can look online for them, and just the best way to reach any of the professionals during this time. Just want to also, we normally would acknowledge birthdays this month, and so if you have a birthday, just stand up. Just stand up, and we want to acknowledge you. And here's what I want you to do, please. After Shabbat, just send me an email, rabbivogel@templealiyah.org, and let me know you were here and you were listening and it was your birthday, no matter how old you are, actually. If your birthday is in the month of April, I don't care how old you are, just you'll let me know that you were here in this moment to share with us. And you know what? For all of you celebrating birthdays, we're going to join together with a happy birthday and Yom Huledet Sameach. Chaz, please.
Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, everybody who has a birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.